People count. You count. And you can count on us to deliver real people stories from around the territory. This is People Count.
Hi there, and welcome to People Count. Today on the show, we have Steve Bireley from Territorial Headquarters in Long Beach. Hello there, Steve. How are you?
Oh, doing all right. Crazy, but I've got two conferences to plan this year. This one we're going to talk about, I guess, and then a national conference in September. So, yeah.
What exactly is your title at THQ?
Oh my gosh, the title is Kroc and Community Center Coordinator.
Nice. So, are you like an administrative role or more of like a program role?
A little bit of both, a little bit of everything, because I don't think that you can necessarily separate the two. They're so intertwined, and
That's fair.
if you want to do program efficiently, you've got to look at the administrative side and the margin side.
So, tell me a bit about the conference coming up.
We have a conference here in the Western Territory. It's the first time we've held this, and it's the Kroc and Community Center Conference, and it will be 3 days. And the first day, we're going to have leaders from a lot of our Red Shields and other large community centers. And the second day, they're going to be joined by leaders from all of our Kroc centers. And so we'll share the things that we have in common on that day. And then the final day will be just Kroc centers, and we'll focus on the things that are really specific to Kroc centers. And really the idea being that we've learned an awful lot from our Kroc centers that we can share with the other community centers. And to be honest, some of the Kroc centers can learn some things from what our other community centers are doing. And it's always been out there that we need to do this, but we're just really now getting started on it. So it's really exciting.
Nice. How has the Kroc centers kind of developed over time as core within their communities?
Well, Kroc centers have done a tremendous job, I think, of developing core programs. In fact, at any given Sunday, about 10% to 15% of all the people at a Salvation Army Corps will be at church at a Kroc center. It's something that's really a challenge in a lot of our areas because we draw from such a wide area and a lot of different cultures and whatnot. But it's something we've really made a priority. In fact, we're attending a symposium specific to Kroc centers, really on what we're really trying to call it more mission integration rather than congregational life, because we don't feel that there should be a point where one leaves off and the other takes up, that should be throughout the center. So that's what we've really tried to focus, is growing the core, growing the Sunday activities, but at the same time, integrating our Christian mission throughout the center.
What are some of the goals that you have for the Kroc centers in the future?
One thing that we've really been trying to do, and the commissioner has really made an emphasis on this, or put an emphasis on this, is really leveraging what we've learned at the Kroc centers, leveraging the collective wisdom that we have amongst all of our centers and our Kroc centers, and really developing some initiatives here at the territory that we can share with those centers. And we have a tremendous amount of experience and wisdom at Kroc centers and all of our other community centers, and yet we're kind of working in isolation, and that's really not an optimal way to go. We really want to take all of this great experience we have in so many areas and the things we've learned at Kroc centers and say, okay, how does this apply in a more typical Salvation Army setting? And our hope is that we can lead some good business practices, good operational practices, not just at our other community centers, but some things that might actually, filter out to the other parts of the Army. From our perspective, it's something we've looked at, and the term we use a lot this year is putting the most into doing the most good. And the premise is that we're all doing good. All of our core are doing good. Our Kroc centers are doing good. The ARCs are all doing a lot of good in the communities. But are we truly doing the most good? And if we want to do the most good, then that means we have to be really efficient with what we do. And operating in isolation makes that really difficult. So what we're trying to do is integrate some of these things that we have in common, with still maintaining respect for the lines of authority, but sharing it so we're not reinventing the wheel over and over again. And we can just become that much more efficient with the way we deliver our mission.
Tell me a bit about the youth work at Kroc centers around our territory.
I think, what I've done in the past, I've always worked in sports and recreation and entertainment, and there's been very much a youth emphasis, and I think it really fits well with what we're doing here in the Army, because what could be more important to the Salvation Army mission than the youth and the communities we serve? And we do a lot of really wonderful things out there, but I think we can do more, and that's what it's all about, is doing even more good than we're doing right now.
Nice. What are you hoping to get out of the conference next week?
One thing that I think is really essential that we accomplish at this conference is to try to get people in the field to see the territory as people, and the people at the territory to see the field as something other than the field. They're real people. So that's where we have the conference right here at THQ. So it gives the opportunity for administration to come down, and we can put faces with the names and realize that we really are something other than an email or a voice on the phone. We did a similar thing last year in Phoenix, and I think the response was really great and really changes the way we work with one another when you've sat in a room and talked to them as opposed to just email and all of this wonderful digital stuff that we have today. It has its place, but I don't think there's anything that can replace that face-to-face and really getting to know somebody in a little different setting, a little different context.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Okay.
Sounds like it'll be a good conference.
I think it will be a great conference. It will be a great conference, and I think hopefully the first of many. And I'm going to learn as much from the people from community centers and the Kroc centers as they are for me, probably more. And I'm just really getting a handle on where we're at those centers. And so this first year is as much about helping us at the territory understand, okay, what can we do that's going to help the divisions and help these community centers do the most good and do it even more.
Nice. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
The Kroc Center Corps have been an integral part of their communities, and it's great to see that they're all working as hard as they are. Thanks for watching People Count. We'll see you next time.